Yay Media Group.
What's
Keanu!
up?
What's going on, guys?
What's
How
up,
are
buddy?
you?
Hey, before we start, my
I'm doing
kids just wanted to say hi. This is Lawson, it's his birthday, and this is Layton. What do you got to say to Keanu?
I was cheering for you and Big Brother to win.
Oh, thank you so much. Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you, Keanu.
You got any questions for him? You're scared?
No.
They're nervous, Keanu.
I know.
You ain't gonna
Every
be
time
nervous.
after-
I'm just like you guys.
Every
Just
time
bigger.
Yeah.
they loved you because they, when they saw you, they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's like the Rock."
Like
And
because they love
Maui.
Moana.
Yeah.
And so like that's
And then they go, "Let's go!" And
Oh, my
every
goodness.
time, and then they go play with their friends outside, and then they come inside. They'd be like, "What happened? Is Keanu still in?"
I love that. I
So-
love that.
All right,
All right.
you guys go.
go
Bye,
ahead.
bye,
We'll
guys.
see you after.
All right.
They're eating
Bye,
at their
guys. Nice to
neighbor's
meet
house.
you.
Hey guys, episode 185. We have America's favorite house guest, our favorite, Keanu from Big Brother season 27. All
Buddy,
right.
thanks for doing this, man.
Dude, absolutely. This is my pleasure. It's so cool to be talking to you guys.
We're so excited. We'll talk about it the whole time. I didn't even prepare questions because I was like, I don't want it to seem like an interview and just like us talking. But oh my gosh, you were the reason why the ratings went up.
Yeah, dude, you crushed.
You crushed it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's so
we'll
weird.
get into
it's
it.
so weird. Like, you know, being in there and not knowing at all how you're being perceived, especially when people in the house are like, "Oh, you're definitely the villain." And I was like, I don't know. You guys don't really see me doing all the other things like consoling people that are crying.
Yeah.
Not
All right.
not very villainous behavior, but whatever.
You were our favorites, our kid. You were the favorite, America favorite. So man, you really kept the season going, dude. So thank you for a great season of Big Brother.
Oh no, my pleasure. I wish I would have known that was the case while I was in there, but yeah, I definitely had a good time.
No.
What were you thinking when you were in there? Were you thinking that people didn't like you? Because it's so weird. We always talk to our audience about what it's like being in there, and you don't know until you actually do it because your mind's all over the place. You think 100 things, 100 different ways. But did you think people didn't like you on the outside?
No, I didn't. I wouldn't say I didn't think that people didn't like me. I would say I'm very like secure in who I am as a person. So I even told them well before I even went on the show. You know, I mean, you guys are aware of the casting process. I don't know how much I could talk about it, but they just straight up ask you like, "Are you okay with being edited poorly?" And I was like, "I don't think I have the capacity to be edited in that direction." But you know, people were telling me otherwise in there. You know, a couple of my house guests or housemates rather, they were like, "Yeah, you're probably the villain." And I was like, I don't know. Consoling people that are crying isn't very villainous behavior.
You're the reason why the ratings of Big Brother went up because everybody was rooting for you. Everybody was pulling
Thank
for
you.
you.
Thank
Each
you.
week, I was getting so mad that if you could have just found one person that would stick with you till the
Yeah.
end and be true to you and like a true alliance, you would have just went through everyone and would have made it to the end and won. But I don't know why. Why was no one staying true to you?
Wow. Yeah, I don't really, that's more of a question for them, I guess. But I don't know. I think, you know, Big Brother's it's a tricky game. Like for someone like me that's like probably loyal to a fault. And I know I say that knowing that I tried backstabbing one of the only people that actually had my back at one point, but it wasn't always the case. You know, Rachel didn't always have my back. So it was kind of tricky to navigate that relationship. I'm sure as everybody saw, I haven't gone back and seen the episodes yet, but it was very hot and cold. But yeah, I think me just being very straightforward and very honest is not a very common thing, I guess, in the game. And people always thought I was lying. So
Well,
they thought I was a very convincing liar because I was just honest to a fault.
From a viewer standpoint, it was refreshing to see that. Not someone trying to play a character, so to speak, or I don't know.
That's what I was going to say. You
reality
were
TV has
authentic.
changed, yeah,
Thank
and
you.
you were very
Thank you.
authentic, and I think that came across, and that's why you got so many votes for America's favorite.
Thank
And
you. I
then-
appreciate that.
Did you how did you even get on Big Brother? Were you a fan of Big Brother? Have you watched it from season 1? How did you get on?
No, so I got recruited for it through Instagram, and
Okay.
you know, one of the little homework assignments was to watch a season, and I did. This was maybe like 3 months before I went on the show, so I watched season 26, the most recent one at that point. I loved like the whole concept of it, and then I just kind of like went all in because I'm like the type of person that like if I'm gonna be a part of something, I'm going all in. So even now, I was like, well, I might get invited for another season, so I better rectify the mistakes that I made and make sure I'm going back to win. But anyway, I digress. So I ended up watching like 5 or 6 other seasons, just binging them real quick. And, I became a huge fan of the show, but I kept telling people while I was in there, I'm like, guys, I'm just passing the test because I crammed for it, not because I know the material.
Wow. So what seasons did you watch before you went on the show?
I watched season 6, 16, 17, 20, 23, and 26.
Okay. I think that's the best way to go in Big Brother, like how you did, where you didn't really watch it. You just got recruited. And then you were like, okay, I got to see what this is. And then you go in. Because I feel like when people watch it from season 1, they have this game plan that they're going to do when they get in the house because they've seen all these other house guests play. And it just depends on the dynamic and the cast.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that plan is going to work that season.
Right.
It's a lot harder than it looks on television because a lot of people would be like, oh, I could do that and win. And I'm like, no, it really is. Like mentally, did you feel towards the end like, okay, I'm ready to bust out of this house. I'm ready to get on the outside world. I'm tired of playing the game.
All right. So have you guys heard of Gold Belly? I don't know if you have, but it's fantastic. We just ordered a bunch of food from there. All the famous restaurants from all over the United States shipped to you directly anywhere you are. I just ordered Lou Molinati's pizza. I got Terry Black's barbecue delivered right to my door. This app is where it's at.
It's so easy to use. It comes with instructions. It tells you everything, like how to prep the barbecue.
They got something for everybody, no matter what your famous restaurant is that you've been to or that flavor that you tasted maybe when you're on vacation or back home. They got it all.
It's really awesome. And again, I have told all my friends about it. I'm like, you guys have to try this, especially if you're busy during the week.
Yeah. And especially for the holidays, if you have people coming from out of town or people that want to try something from your hometown, Gold Belly is where it's at.
So if you are looking for that perfect gift or want to impress your friends and family with an epic meal, the next time you host, go to Goldbelly, GOLDBELLY.com and get 20% off your first order with promo code Togethermess. That's goldbelly.com, code Togethermess for 20% off your first order, and you all will not be disappointed. Get to try different foods from different states. It's awesome. Did you feel towards the end like, okay, I'm ready to bust out of this house. I'm ready to get on the outside world. I'm tired of playing the game.
Man, I can't really speak for how it normally would feel because I only know my experience. I think because I went in there and was just for the most part really authentic and just like unapologetically myself, I wasn't like exhausted from a mental standpoint having to put up a front and things like that because I was just being me. So it's funny, like people ask me like, oh, would you ever play again? I was like, yes, I would have gone right back in the house right after the finale and played a whole nother season.
Really?
Yeah, I was ready to go, dude. I wasn't like mentally fatigued. I think the thing that kind of was wearing me down a little bit more was more so like the longer I was there and a lot of the people that I actually genuinely liked spending time with were leaving, I found myself being like bored because I was just like, inside my thoughts a lot. And like, not that I had like horrible inner monologue, but it was just my kind of like I would like wake up, sip my tea, read the Bible, take a nap, wake up, sip tea, read the Bible, take a nap. Like it was like my days were just so boring.
The downtime's the worst. I tell people like, when you're doing competitions those days or at least looking forward to something, at least you're excited and your mind's on that.
Right.
Those other days, like Sunday through Thursday, you have nothing to do and you have to occupy your time. And
Right.
like you said, if some of your friends left, then you're kind of left without those deeper conversations or someone that you could really attach yourself to, like Jordan and I did, and have
Right.
that solid number one the whole game. So that
Right.
must have been difficult for you.
Yeah, and then you're looking around and everybody else has their, number ones. And I'm like, oh, I'm just here. It's just me and God.
Well, that's good. Yeah, everybody's got him. Did you have any fears going into the house? Because we were on a long time ago, season 11 and 13. Social media wasn't that prevalent. Now
Right.
social media is so prevalent. I mean, reality TV has changed a lot since we were on. Did you have any fears before you went into the house?
They warn you, they can edit you however they want. So that was definitely a fear of mine, being made to look like the bad guy or whatever, even though I felt like I didn't have the capacity for that. It's still a fear because they can do whatever they want. So, being baited into arguments and things like that, you never know what's going to happen. So that was a fear of mine going in. But, once I started kind of catching on to people's BS where I was like, okay, they're just looking for a TV moment and they're trying to make it off me. That ain't going to happen.
Oh, was that, hang on, the one when Jimmy did a speech? Was that when you were on?
That was early.
That was earlier on, but now I'm forgetting. Were you on the block?
I would assume yes.
The very first speech that Jimmy made, it was during the veto ceremony of week 1. I was not on the block, but I think Ava had told him that I said he was a snake when I didn't say he was a snake. I said he was the head of the snake, meaning like the head of the other side of the house. And something got lost in translation there. He started yelling at me and I was like, okay, how long did it take for you to come up with that one?
Yeah, that's right. That was during the veto speech.
And then I was
Did he
like,
throw
oh, that
his sunglasses?
seems, yes,
Yeah.
or something. And it
yeah.
seems super rehearsed. Was there anything in there when you walked in the house that you were surprised about?
I don't really.
Was it smaller or bigger than you thought?
Oh, the house initially when you're in there, oh my gosh, it seems so small with 17 people in there.
Yeah.
Because we already off the jump had one extra house guest. So that was like, it seemed so small. But then as people started going home, then it started feeling like massive.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know who Rachel was when she came in the house, or you didn't watch her season?
Yeah, I hadn't seen her season, but like, I was watching like this. I was doing so much studying, guys. Like it's ridiculous. Like I know you guys are as well. I saw highlights of like all the seasons and the winners of those seasons, their games and stuff. So I had seen a highlight of Rachel's winning season 13. You guys were on that one. So I was familiar with pretty much a lot of people in the game. And I think that kind of surprised a lot of people and may have misled them into thinking that I was a super fan because I knew so much, but that's only because like all the material was so fresh in my head because I crammed.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, Keanu, fell in love with you. At least I did. I mean, I liked you from the beginning. You were one of my favorites before the episodes even aired. But that one moment you had with Rachel where you really opened up to her so early in the game was really, it made me emotional because I just went through something similar this summer. So it was the timing that it happened. And I fell in love with you from that moment being so open and vulnerable.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was an interesting moment, man. That was, they didn't show this one, but I had that moment with Vince as well. Where we were just both really vulnerable with each other. So that's why my two, strongest allies, at least from my perception in the game, were Rachel and Vince, because they allowed me to really kind of open up. And that's really hard for me to do. So for them to both get me to do that very early on, it kind of like made me want to hitch my wagon to their horse, if you will. And, from that moment on, anything that they did, they could do no wrong by me. So like people that are like, dude, you're crazy. Why didn't you let Vince go? And I was like, you guys don't get it, man. He, we shared those emotional, vulnerable moments. And those are things that I look for when I attach myself to people in the real world. You know what I mean? So for me, I was playing a game and yes, I wanted to win $750,000 and yes, I wanted this and that. But, to me, that was my new world. You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to treat that world any different than the real world,
Yeah. No, but you could tell when someone's acting for the game, at least as a fan and me being around it so long, and someone's genuine moment. And that was a genuine moment. To me, it didn't feel like there was money involved or was a game. It's like, hey, we're human beings at this point. But I know some people play a lot harder than that.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
Okay,
She
we
had
need to
asked
talk
me.
about.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry. No,
Well,
I'm sorry.
She had just asked me. She had just asked me like my reason for being there, and like anybody that has like a very powerful why, it's just, it's nice to talk about, but also it's a nice reminder of like, okay, well, I might go through this really tough time for the next 90 days, but this is why I'm here, and this is why I'm gonna win, etc. And it just got me like emotional, and from that moment on, I felt really close to her, even when she would argue with me and all that stuff, and we would come back together. I'd always be like, listen, Rachel, like, I don't care what you say to me. Like, I'm always going to remember that version of you, the one that got me to open up, the one that, gave me a hug when I was feeling, you know what I mean? Like, so that's what I always held on to.
Have you talked to Rachel since being out of the house?
Yeah, mostly like business related stuff, like outside of the house, we don't really have too much in common. You know what I mean? Like, she's married, has kids, all those things, you know what I mean? But in the house, I tell you what, dude, that woman has so many stories from doing this for 15 years that like I always used to call her like the TV. So like whenever I'd get bored, I'd be like, Rachel, tell me about your third season on Amazing Race or something. And she would come out with this crazy story. And it was like the most entertaining thing. I tell you, you could like anybody could talk to her for hours.
Oh yeah, she's definitely got she's made for TV.
As long as it's about her.
Hey, you said it, not me.
I know. I was a little scared to say it too, but I know she is like a reality queen, man. She's been on so many things. That's her world. That's her life, and we've been in the house with her as well. So I know what it's like. And I just, again, going back to that moment, I thought it was nice that she had that moment because even for Rachel, she stepped outside the game. So that was nice. But
it's important that when you're in that house, because your mind is all game when you're playing, that when you have somebody that you can trust or somebody that you can open up to and talk to about the outside world, it's nice to get that connection because you don't want to just think game all the time.
Yeah, you can't.
Right. Yeah. It is exhausting. It is exhausting.
So how did you stay? A question I wanted to ask, because we talked every week. We did a live podcast on Thursdays right after your guys' episode. And you just won week after week. But you stayed so calm. And my point that I was bringing up to Jordan, I lost on one of my seasons because I got frantic and I had to jump in this ball and find a clown shoe. People still call me clown shoe, and it was 16 years ago. But it's like I was panicked in the moment because you're on live TV, your life's on the line, but you seem to stay calm competition after competition. Did you prep like that? Was it something where you're training that you went in? How did you do that?
Oh man, yeah, that's something that I really like ironed out of myself a while back. I like to think that has a lot to do with like preparation. So like, I played football, and when I played football, the games, you get kind of nervous, you get kind of angsty. It's just kind of like when you go to step on stage, you get that butterfly feeling and you get a little bit nervous. But what for me, what always helped was to iron that out was preparation, right? So in the case of football, it was watching film. So when you watch film and you know what your opponent's going to do, the game slows down significantly, right? So for me, I always told people in the house too, because after I won a couple comps, they're like, yo, what do you do? Like, what's your secret? And I was so honest with them. I was like, yo, I just play these competitions over and over and over and over in my head. And it's super easy for me because no one wanted to talk to me anyway. So I would just visualize over and over and over and over and over again. And even if it wasn't the competition that that we ended up getting, like for example, I was thinking about the cage one, right? The cage one with the rope. When I did my first blockbuster. So it wasn't the cage one, but the feelings of being with your back against the wall and all those things, you still feel those things when you visualize and you prepare. So like I had already been in a scenario where I had the ability to possibly go home if I don't win. And it was like replaying those moments like 2,000, 3,000 times. And this is not even an exaggeration, where it was just like, all right, well, I've already been there, so it's not an issue. So visualization is very powerful.
Yeah, I mean, it showed because I was like at home. That's why the season was so great because I'm like, Keanu, you got to pick it up, dude. Like when you were like walking, trying to do the memorization, you were just like a machine walking back and forth. And I was like, Keanu, you got to start hustling a little, dude. And then you won. I was like, oh my God.
I would leave the room. And he's like, we got to talk about this. And I'm like, I can't watch. I have to leave. I was like, I'm too nervous.
But just your calm. I mean, and after the episodes, I'd say like to the audience, I'm like, you got to be like that in those competitions. Because they're mostly just staying calm because they want you to get frantic. And if you just pay attention for 2 seconds, you could probably accomplish whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
It's when you lose control and you let your emotions take over, which it seems like you do that in real life as well.
Yeah, I like to say, I believe it's the Navy SEALs that have a saying that's slow is smooth, smooth is fast. So that's always, I read that in one of Jocko Willink's books. I can't remember. I think it's Extreme Ownership. I read that in that book once and it just like stuck with me forever.
Yeah, man, I'm a big Jocko fan too. Where did you guys play? Where'd you play football at?
Southern Arkansas University.
Nice. I played football too, but I didn't have the same results as you. What is your life like on the outside? Are you do a lot of fitness videos?
Yeah. So I do like personal training stuff. Before I went on the show, I was able to transition my business full-time online, which is a huge blessing. But I gave a lot of that up when I went to go be on the show because I didn't quite have someone that I trusted enough to be able to take over it for 3 months while I was gone. So we're trying to figure out what life looks like now. But before I went on the show, I was running my business online, doing nutrition coaching, things like that. And I love it. That's the only job I've ever had. So I'm very blessed and fortunate to be able to say that.
So speaking of getting outside the house, what was that transition like? Because when we get out, I was like totally shell shocked. I was like, I can't believe people watch and I can't believe this is happening. And like, I was like, it was so weird for me after the first time we got out of the house because I didn't really know the show or know how much following it had. Right. What was your experience since coming out of the house?
It's funny. I didn't really have a big issue transitioning back to normal life, but I feel like a huge part of that was because the reception that I got was positive. Had I been like the villain or people didn't like me or had a lot of negative things, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people that say negative things.
For sure.
But like the negativity to positivity ratio, I'll say like for every 2,000 positive things I see like one negative. So the ratio is very skewed in a positive way. So for me, it's not really like a hard transition. When I run into people, they want to take pictures and they're super excited to see me. I guess something about me really resonated with children. So like I was walking around the fair and this kid literally started crying when he saw me and came up to take a picture. And I thought it was the sweetest thing ever. So I have no complaints. I love my life right now.
That's amazing. I hope to see you. Well, one, I hope they ask you back on Big Brother again. And then I hope they ask you to be on the challenge.
Yeah, that's where I could see you shine on the challenge.
You would shine.
Yeah, I can't comment on what I have or haven't been, recruited for, but I have a feeling you guys will see me on your TV screen again soon.
Yeah, when just that answer when he goes, thanks. He's like, I can't say shit, but
I can't.
They already called me.
Yeah. No, you would crush the challenge.
Yeah. So what are your plans? Has business been picking up since you got out? People want to get lessons from you just because you're on Big Brother. They feel like they know you.
I feel like it could. I haven't really like opened up my business yet because the way that I was doing it before was very different. I haven't really kind of figured out how I would go about doing that. I would have to hire somebody to like take calls and things like that. Because right now I can very, very easily see someone booking a call with me literally just to talk to me and waste my time. So at least in terms of business. So I haven't really figured what that looks like out yet because I have so many things on my plate that are, that I'm fortunate enough to be able to do right now in terms of like being able to shift where my time goes in terms of creating a new full-time job.
So, okay. So, I mean, I get I'm picking up what you're throwing down, so to speak.
Yeah, without being able to say exactly what I'm talking about. I'm hoping people can figure it out.
So is that something that you want to continue to pursue? Like if opportunities do arise, we don't have to be specific. Is that a road that you're willing to travel down? Or do you have different life goals and you want to kind of dabble in this for the adventure and then eventually get out?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, fitness will always be there. I'll never neglect that. If I end up doing something like the challenge, that's basically being paid to be in shape all year round. So, so fitness will always be there, something that's there. But yeah, a conversation that I had with Rachel in the house was, When she asked me why I was there, that was when we had that moment, that emotional moment. But then I turned around and asked her, why are you here? Because you've already won. You've done all these things. Like, why are you here again? And she was like, well, when these opportunities aren't going to come around forever. So when they come around, I like to take each one that I can. And that really stuck with me too. So, I never went into this wanting to be some like reality TV star or anything like that. But I prayed long and hard before I got the call for Big Brother that, I was getting not burnt out with fitness, but I've been doing it for 15 years. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's the only job I've ever had. I was looking for something a little different. And then this opportunity came around. And when I had that conversation with her, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start looking at it like that too. So if I get other opportunities, for sure, I'm going to take them. As long as it aligns with me, perfect. So
Take
to
as
answer your
many
question, yes, I will be.
opportunities.
Yeah, like
Take as many opportunities while it's hot
Right.
and make as much money as you can
yeah,
now.
you got to use everything as a stepping stone.
Yes.
Right.
And then it could turn into something so big. We're rooting for you. We wish you all the success. I hope you get whatever your dreams are that you want to do, and I hope you make it far.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What do relationships look like before we close this out for you?
He's got a girlfriend, right? You got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You had a girlfriend throughout the show?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
how did
Oh, wait, I know what you're going to ask.
What?
Are you going to say, how did she, okay, with her watching the show and how Vince was.
Oh, that's right, because you mentioned that. You mentioned that during that one conversation with Vince.
If you would have came out of the house and you would have been as friendly with Morgan like Vince was, would you have had a girlfriend? Was she broken up with you?
Probably not. I mean, when I had that conversation with him, I did say like, hey, I don't know what your guys' relationship is like, but for me, I know that wouldn't fly for either of us. So, that was my conversation with Vince in that moment. I'm not sure what they aired, but I was like, yo, I wouldn't be allowed to do that. So, but if you are, hey, power to you, brother.
No, they aired that because that was a conversation. That's kind of what I was getting into there. So you haven't went back. Like, I don't blame you. We haven't went back and watched our full season. We did. I'll have some drinks on a Saturday night and go back and watch YouTube. I'm like, oh my God, that was crazy that happened. But we never went back and watched our season episode for episode. So you haven't done that either.
I've gone back and watched up to, I believe you have a prompt. Just coincidentally, that was the last episode I saw. Me and Brittany are going back and watching it because she wants to hear like the play-by-play of like what was really going on in the background. Because, obviously when they edit it, you don't see like half the things that are going on.
Right. So who else do you still keep in contact? Anybody? Or you guys all, it's so fresh. You guys probably talk a little bit in a group text, right? Or is there people that are shunned?
No, we don't have a group text. I feel like from what I understand, when I scroll through social media and stuff, I see that people are kind of talking bad about each other and stuff like that. So that's really unfortunate. Because something that I said really early on when I was just trying to get to know everyone, even just on a personal level, or who I was really wanting to work with. My whole goal was to get to know everybody for exactly who they were before faces started popping up on that memory wall, because I knew that's when things were going to start getting real. So I personally choose to hold on to the memory of each of them that I have in the first 5 or 6 days before things started getting real. So I don't have a problem with anybody. You know what I mean? I feel like anything that they could have said about me during our time in there could potentially have just been for game purposes. So I'll be forgiving in terms of how that all that stuff. So I don't have any problems with anybody.
From all of that.
Yeah, you're an anomaly, man, when it comes to that, because the negative side of the Big Brother world is there is a lot of negativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of, I don't know whether it's jealousy or what people's hangups are, but you don't get caught up in that. It doesn't even seem like that's a problem for you. So I don't need to give you like any piece of advice, but like you said, you could have 10,000 nice comments. There's going to be a group of comments that are just there to stir the pot or try to get attention for themselves. So keep doing what you're doing. It sounds like you're on the right path. You definitely got your head on straight, man. And I see a lot of success for you, at least in this business, for a long time.
Thank you guys so much. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you for coming on today. We appreciate it. And again, like we said, we wish you all the success. Good luck with everything. If you're on the challenge, we will be watching you.
Yeah,
are you guys
fans,
huge?
buddy.
Are you guys huge challenge fans?
Oh, we love it.
I watch it all the time. I didn't get into it till like maybe 8 years ago or something. Like it's been on for a long time.
I grew up watching Real World and Road Rules. And then that was like huge, like when I was in high school, and I was obsessed with it. And then now you more so watch the challenge.
Because now they're, they merged.
But I like seeing the old school people, like people that are around my age now.
Yeah, like
it's
CT,
that's how you know you're getting
West.
older.
Yeah.
Johnny Bananas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I like those guys. I think and then now them bringing the Big Brother people in and starting like a different path for them. I think that's great. So I think, again, no specifics, but even if it's not the challenge, you're going to have a lot of other opportunities in that arena just because you got your head on straight, man. I think that's a big part of it.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. So if they give me a call, I'm answering. I'll tell you that right now.
I think you already did. All right, buddy. Hey, if you're ever in Colorado, the Denver area, we'll take you out to dinner, buddy. And
wow, I would love that. Yes. All right. Sounds good.
And Keanu, what is your Instagram handle or whatever you want to promote? Is there anything you want to promote before we get off?
All of my social media is my first, middle, and last name. So at Keanu Ray Soto. Except for on X, somebody created I'm not a Twitter person, so somebody created a false account there. But other than that, it's all the same across all platforms. So if you guys follow me on that. Oh, and I have a meet and greet coming up. So if you're in the Dallas area, come through.
Oh,
and are you doing a cruise or something I saw too?
Oh, yeah. I got a cruise. God, see, there's so many things now. Yeah, I can't even keep track. Wait, hold up. Let me see what I got. No. I got a cruise on the 26th through the 30th of January with a bunch of Big Brother stars. We got Danielle Reyes, Paul from season 18-19. Let's see, we got Casey season 20, Derek Levasseur season 16, Jags season 25. So we got so many people. So yeah, come through. It'll be a good time. It'll be a really good time.
Awesome. I love Casey.
Yeah.
Oh my
God, she's so great. She's so great.
I know, she's one of my favorites.
I'm about to hop on a little TikTok live with her right now after this.
Tell her we said what's up.
Oh, I most definitely will.
Yeah. Hey, buddy, keep your head on straight. Much love and much success, man.
All right, guys.
And
Thank
God
you
bless.
so much. Appreciate it.